Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
What's up, and welcome to the Donald Trump edition of BS Decoded. This is the show where we throw away the hype, the emotion, the spin, the manipulation, and we break down the words and actions of celebrities, people of influence, and public figures, and determine once and for all what's real and what's bullshit. I'm your host, Harkon Ajala, aka the Bad Boy Genius, at your service as always. And today we start with a man who, well, needs no introduction. Donald J. Trump. This man is one of the great American bullshit artists of the last 200 years. As a matter of fact, he's such a good bullshit artist that he's bullshitted his way into the office of the President of the United States. Now, he just got COVID-19 after completely bungling the American response to COVID-19 and telling us that he did the best job anybody could have ever done in history. After 212,000 Americans are dead in the last 6 months, his ass got COVID-19. He had to go to the hospital. He got experimental drugs after that nobody else could get, that were in trials, that the average person couldn't get even if they wanted it. He came out of the hospital early, and this is what he had to say. Let's take a look and let's see what kind of bullshit he's spinning, or is he being 100% real? Let's check it.
And I'm standing in front of the Oval Office at the White House, which is always an exciting place to be.
Really? Why? Why is it always exciting? That's stupid. There's nothing happening. Look at his background. Nothing's happening. Nothing exciting other than his incredibly orange spray tan that never covers his eyes for some reason. And of course, that hair, there's nothing exciting. It's just that exciting is one of those words that con artists and used car salesmen use to try to increase your emotions, which can make you make decisions that aren't in your best interest.
I got back a day ago from Walter Reed Medical Center. I spent 4 days there.
Okay.
And didn't have to. I could have stayed at the White House, but the doctor said, because you're president, let's do it.
Okay. So he didn't have to. He could have stayed at the White House, but, the doctors just said, it has nothing to do with any health. Has nothing to do with the fact that your fucking blood oxygen is below 95. Has nothing to do with the fact you're 74 years old and fucking morbidly obese, have heart disease, high blood pressure, and all kinds of shit. Nothing to do with that. Just because you're the president, let's just take you there for the hell of it.
I said, fine. You tell me what to do, and I'm going to listen. These are great professionals.
Of course.
They've done a fantastic job. And by the way, not only at Walter Reed, all over the country, we have the greatest doctors in the world. We have the greatest nurses, the greatest first responders, law enforcement, by the way.
See, here is what bullshitters do. You see how he's all across the world, we have the greatest doctors, nurses, da-da-da. Look. Law enforcement. What's law enforcement got to do with what he's talking about here? Nothing. He just wants to butter people up. This is what bullshit artists do. They blow smoke up your ass to make you like them, so you're more likely to go along with the bullshit they're about to spin. So he's telling us the doctors, nurses are great. They're the greatest of all time. Law enforcement, the pooper scoopers, the roofers all over the nation, the parking attendants, they're all just the greatest people of all time.
Incredible. Firefighters, everybody. They're just great.
What do firefighters have to fucking do with him going and getting COVID? Nothing. You see what I'm saying?
We have great people. This is a great country.
Okay. It's a great country. That's what you're trying to get to. Great.
But I spent 4 days there, and I went in, I wasn't feeling so hot.
Well, wait a minute. You just said literally less than 40 seconds ago, you didn't need to go. You were fine. The doctors were like, just because you're president. But now you weren't feeling so hot. Okay.
And within a very short period of time, they gave me Regeneron. It's called Regeneron.
Okay.
And
that, by the way, is something that is in trial right now. Nobody could get this. He says they gave it to him. Came out later, he asked for it. Okay.
Other things too, but I think this was the key. But they gave me Regeneron.
Okay.
And it was like unbelievable. I felt good immediately. I felt as good 3 days ago as I do now.
Wow.
So
I wonder why they kept you in the hospital getting oxygen. And you felt, okay, as great as you did 3 days ago as you do now. Right now you're wheezing, but okay.
I just want to say we have Regeneron. We have a very similar drug from Eli Lilly.
Now, you see what I mean? We're a minute in, and already it's like we're in a fucking Regeneron medical ad. He's already moved into used car salesman mode. It's like he's selling you something. He's always selling you. He's always the shady snake oil salesman. That's his default mode. As evidenced by the jazz hands he fucking for some reason is always using, especially when he's excited in the middle of a sale.
And they're coming out, and we're trying to get them on an emergency basis. We've authorized it. I've authorized it.
We have or you have, okay?
And if you're in the
Because, see, it's always about him. I did it.
hospital and you're feeling really bad, I think we're going to work it so that you get them, and you're going to get them free. And especially if you're a senior, we're going to get you in there quick. We have hundreds of thousands of doses that are just about ready. I have emergency use authorization all set, and we
All set or passed? Because remember, at this point, the fucking trials of Regeneron are not even complete. So you're like, we're going to get this done. It hasn't even been proven to work yet in trials. He's telling you, we got it all ready. I got the emergency use all set. Everything's ready to go. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of doses. We're going to get you in and out, like a fucking 15-minute oil change. You get the COVID, we'll shoot you in the ER, give you Regeneron, shoot you back out on the two back wheels of your wheelchair, just in and out.
we got to get it signed now.
Okay.
And
I thought you had it set, but now you got to get it signed. Okay.
you're going to get better. You're going to get better really fast.
Now, who says that? You're going to get better. You're going to get better really fast. I'm telling you, you take this noni juice, only $79.99. It's going to, cure every ailment you got.
This is things that nobody even thought of a few months ago.
No one ever thought of them a few months ago. So this drug just magically came up when he conjured it a few days ago. A few months ago. They only been working on this a month, 60 days. That's what we're doing now with, okay.
Job that the scientists, the labs, everybody have done is incredible. Then in addition to that, you have various other drugs that help a lot, but I view these, I know they call them therapeutic.
Various other drugs that help a lot. What drug? See, this is what shady salespeople do. This is what bullshit artists do. They sell you a big dream, as they say, sell the sizzle, not the steak. They sell you a big dream, and they always glide right over the details.
But to me, it wasn't therapeutic. It just made me better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call that a cure.
Oh, it's a cure now, and he is absolutely the most, without a doubt, absolutely the most qualified person to determine this as now a cure. It's not even out of trials yet. He's not a scientist, doesn't know anything about it. Now he's calling it a cure.
So I want to get these things done. So
All right.
we have to get them done. We have to get them approved. I want to get them to the hospitals where people are feeling badly. That's much more important to me than the vaccine.
Okay, so now that's more important than the vaccine you've been talking about, which was going to be the saving grace. Suddenly, this Regeneron that's still in trials, this is more important than the vaccine. Okay.
But on the vaccines, we have many companies that are in final stages for the vaccines, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer, all great companies, but many of them.
Okay, now, we need to say this because he's not going to tell you this, I'm sure. No one says the vaccines are going to be ready anytime soon for mass use, anytime soon before 3 to 6 months into 2021. He's the only one saying, yeah, we're going to have them in a couple of weeks. Just saying.
And we're going to have a great vaccine very, very shortly. I think we should have it before the election.
Because, some vaccines are just okay. Some vaccines are trash. Well, we don't want those. He's going to have a great one. All right.
Frankly, the politics gets involved. And
the politics gets involved.
That's okay.
The politics gets involved. So there's politics involved with those fucking scientists injecting politics and wanting to actually test the vaccines as normal and make sure they're safe. That's political, okay? Instead of allowing him to rush it out to try to help himself politically. All righty.
They want to play their games. It's going to be right after the election.
Who's they? Who's they? You see what I mean? Who's they that are playing the games? And for what purpose?
But we did it. Nobody else. Nobody else
Who? Who did it? And nobody else. Okay.
would have been able to do it.
So we did it. Who? How did he do it? He didn't do anything. He doesn't know anything about vaccine development or any of that. He's saying we did it and no one else could have done it. Really? Okay.
FDA has acted as quickly as they've ever acted in history. There's never been a time, and no president's ever pushed him like I pushed him either, to be honest with you.
Well, hey, we appreciate that honesty. That is, you slipped in some honesty. I got some news for you, bro. The president isn't supposed to push the FDA. The FDA is supposed to do their fucking job to make sure foods and drugs are safe, period. Has nothing, there's not supposed to be any pressure, but thank you for honestly telling us that you put political pressure on them. Thanks, Trump.
But the FDA is approving things in a matter of weeks that used to take a matter of years.
Oh, well, I'm so happy about that. And that I'm sure you're glad to hear that too, because there's nothing that I want more than a vaccine or a drug that normally takes years. Shit, I want my shit approved in 21 days. I don't know about you. That's how I roll.
So we have these drugs, Eli Lilly and the others that are so good, but they are, in my opinion, remember this, they're going to say that they're therapeutic, and I guess they are therapeutic.
Okay.
Some people don't know how to define therapeutic.
Eli Lilly and the people who make the drugs, the people who make the fucking drugs don't know how to define therapeutics. Only he does.
I view it different.
Okay, who gives a shit how you view it? You don't know anything about drugs.
It's a cure for me.
Except maybe cocaine and shit like that from taking it, but that's another deal, allegedly.
I walked in, I didn't feel good. A short 24 hours later, I was feeling great. I wanted to get out of the hospital.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president.
Okay, now that's good to know, because I'm a little confused, because you're also trying to overturn Obamacare and strip out the guarantee of insurance for people with pre-existing conditions. So I don't understand how you're wanting everybody to have the care that you have, which, by the way, is paid for by the government, because COVID-19 would be a pre-existing condition. So how? I don't know. I'm confused, but okay.
Because I feel great. I feel like perfect.
Oh, wow.
So,
and we can see that too from your wheezing. All right.
I think this was a blessing from God that I caught it.
Wow, a blessing from God that you caught COVID. Wow, so we should all run out and catch it? That'd be a blessing. So God wouldn't send you some help in the polls. You're down 16 points to Biden nationally. God didn't want to help you that way. He wanted to bless you with COVID-19, a deadly virus. Wow, that pesky God.
It was a blessing in disguise.
In disguise, okay.
I caught it. I heard about this drug. I said, let me take it.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said okay, now you're admitting. You said, hey, let me take it. No one else. None of the 212,000 people who died before you got COVID, you told them COVID was no big deal. It was a hoax. It was, no worse than the flu. But as soon as you got fucking COVID, you wanted an experimental drug and a whole bunch of other therapeutics and steroids. Wow, that's interesting.
It was my suggestion. I said,
whoa, of course you need to make that clear. It wasn't the doctors. They don't know shit. You know. Thank you. You had to tell us it was your suggestion. We appreciate that, Donald.
Said, let me take it. And it was incredible the way it worked. Incredible.
Oh, wow.
And I think if I didn't catch it, we'd be looking at that like a number of other drugs. But
Wow, if you didn't catch it, that is amazing. See, do you understand what a raging fucking narcissist this is? I've got a whole video you'll see on the channel about what it means to be a malignant narcissist. This is what most people don't understand about Trump. But you're seeing his extreme narcissism here. If he hadn't caught it, if he hadn't figured out Regeneron was the way to go, everybody else, all the doctors and stuff, they'd have just missed it. But thank God that God saw fit to bless Trump with COVID, probably because God knew nobody else could figure out that Regeneron was the miracle cure, in his words, except good old Donald J. Trump. Wow, that's not that awesome, God.
But it really did a fantastic job. I want to get for you what I got, and I'm going to make it free. You're not going to pay for it.
Sounds like socialism that you rail against, but okay.
It wasn't your fault that this happened. It was China's fault. And
Oh, okay. It's China's fault.
China's going to pay a big price.
Are they? Are they going to pay the same price as Mexico for that wall you said was going to happen that never happened?
What they've done to this country. China's going to pay a big price what they've done to the world.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting that China has the virus under control, but it's only fucking raging out of control here. It's the worst in the world here.
This was China's fault.
Yes.
And
China.
just remember that.
Okay,
So we're
we'll
going to get you
remember.
the
Thanks,
drug. It's
John.
going to be free. We're going to get it into the hospitals as soon as you can, as soon as we can.
So he drops in, just catch that shit there. He drops in, hey, this is China's fault. In other words, it's not mine, it's China's fault. Remember that. Don't blame me for it, because, I mean, I'm not anybody that should be held accountable. I'm just the fucking president of the United States.
And you'll see some amazing things happen because we have our military is doing the distribution. It's called logistics.
Oh, wow. Now, I am so excited because I know that no one watching has ever heard that word. Probably none of the military generals have heard logistics either. But Trump, in his eminence, let us know, yeah, it's called logistics. Okay, Oswald Bates.
And they deliver hundreds of thousands of troops in a matter of days.
Wow.
This is easy stuff for them. Our general's all ready. We're waiting for the emergency use authorization.
I thought you had that all set.
And the drug companies have just made a lot of it.
Oh, right. Just made a lot of it.
So hopefully this is going
lot
to
of
be not just a therapeutic, it's going to be much more than a therapeutic. You're going to get better, you're going to get better fast, just like I did.
You're going to get better fast, just like I did. All I need you to do now, pull out your wallets and put $999 down so you can get started with Amway. I mean, that's literally like a close out of a fucking multi-level marketing pitch. You're going to get better fast, just like I did. All right.
So again, a blessing in disguise. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Well, what else is there to be said? All I can say there is everything we saw there, that's about 99.999999999% bullshit. But he did say one thing. He did say at least one thing that was true. Remember, he did admit that he was pushing the FDA to quickly approve shit like in 2 weeks instead of 2 years. So thank you for that, Trump. I'm sure with you pushing them and rushing those vaccines and therapeutics, cures out for COVID-19, I'm sure that by January 20th, when you're leaving office, I'm sure we'll be able to take that death toll from 212,000 in America to 412,000. But your leadership and guidance, thank you so much. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next edition of BS Decoded, the Donald Trump series. Peace. Share this video. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. And by God, vote.